There we go. All right. Cool. All right. Actually, what's happening? Good. Okay, great. Let me just notify the public. Great. Okay. Give this a shot. Hi everybody, who's coming in? Let me get some alternate light on. Sorry. I get everything so rusty on this thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, great. All right. Hello to everybody who's coming in. Welcome. Insidious. Hi, Lynn. Lynn, your name isn't actually Lynn, is it? That would be really good. Like in reality. Esben and Bear Cave. Hey, Dibs, what's up, man? And Paul Thoreau. Hi, everybody. Good to see you, Dibs. Good to see you, Esben. How you guys doing? This is not Esben Lash, right? This is a different Esben. Just curious. Insidious, how you doing? Paul Thoreau, how you doing? Paul Thoreau, have you seen me stream before? Well, my legal name is Lindsay. Okay, well that's every bit as good. I just wanted to know. I was like, what? It's right there. It feels so easy, right? It feels like so. It should be a Lynn. Yes, Esben from Denmark. Hey, sweet dude. Nice. Welcome. Esben from Denmark. What's up, man? Oh, sorry, different. Okay. Just checking. Yeah, we're closing in on 108 on the Kickstarter. I'm feeling really good about that. And yeah, I just figured I'd hop on today and like just have some fun, you know? Which is something I haven't had a lot of chance to do of late. Not that life hasn't been good, but just like my ass has been working all the time. Like I'm working all the time. I'm stressed all the time. You'd think that having this Kickstarter go off would be like an moment. It just doesn't feel like that, you know. I just have so much stuff to do all the time. Paul Thoreau says, first time joining a live. Cheers from Finland. Aha, well, cheers from Brooklyn, my friend. My second name is here for my teenage Sith phase. A lot of us have went through a teenage Sith phase. I went to a Comic-Con in New Jersey last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yeah, it was last weekend. Not this past one, but the one before that. It was not very successful. But it was kind of like a dead con altogether. Like, it's just everyone had not a good time selling. But I was right across from this Star Wars gang, like 3 major companies who make props. And so all weekend, I was like sitting opposite like multiple R2-D2s and this one Sith, the young individual named Jordan. Not sure if Jordan was identified as either a boy or girl. I'm not actually sure, but they were channeling some serious Sith energy. They had like the Sith double lightsabers and cool like red hair and all that. So yeah, the Sith, man, don't mess around. It's such a chill time. It's always good to hang and just chill with you, man. Yeah, man, it's such a pleasure to be here. Honestly, I think I've faked myself out a little bit, you know, with regards to like feeling like intimidated by streaming. Just because like I used to stream a lot and I had quite a following every day, and then I stopped streaming for a while, and then when I tried to hop back on, it was like dead, and like suddenly like there was no one around, and Twitch just was not the place anymore. Felt kind of sad, and then it's hard to take that kind of thing personally. Not to take that kind of thing personally, but obviously it's not personal. And I just felt like, what am I doing not hopping on here, you know, and at least doing some things, doing some work in person, you know. I think everyone here is aware of Quiet Level 1. Correct? I think you guys have all backed the project. I'm excited. I'm actually going to do it. I'm doing it. I'm making a graphic novel. It's really cool. I set my goal, my funding goal, quite low, which you're supposed to do, obviously, so that you can later brag at how quickly you beat it. But I am pleased with where it's at, you know? It's the algorithm making things worth. Yeah, tell me about it, dog. Tell me about it. Absolutely. Damn you out. So anyway, I'm just out here just trying to make people aware of this project. I've been following it since its earlier days, if I remember correctly. I think you were, Lindsay. Or I'll just call you Lynn. Sorry, I don't know if you want to be referred to by first name. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, I should post. Let me just post the. Like, I assume everyone here is familiar with it. I'm just gonna post this regularly throughout the day's stream. Little links. Ding. I was there on the stream when you first designed this man you're modeling right now. Oh, no kidding. That's awesome. I've been working on him in some form or fashion for a long time now, trying to get him right, trying to get the look right. So now this 3D model was sent to me. I didn't create it from scratch. It was sent to me by a fan who was using Galahorn, the villain, as a reference, and started building him. And then this dude sent me the model, and of course, being a 3D modeler at heart, I was like, well, I could just quickly make a few subtle adjustments to it, you know. And of course, that's a rabbit hole because I'm the perfectionist. Yeah. So as we go, if there's any questions, let me know. Hey, Jonah, nice to see you. Thank you, Eric. I know I'm not usually sculpting these days, am I? So I was just saying, I got one of my followers sent me this guy Maxi, and he's awesome. And he sent me this version of Galahorn, and I was like, damn, dude, I want to make that pop it. So basically, the idea here is that, hey, what's up, what's up, Storm Rage? The figurines have done really well. Better than my project managers anticipated. Not necessarily better than I anticipated, because I was like, dude, look at the figurines. Like, everyone should want a figurine. So in my mind, I wasn't surprised, because I was like, yeah, that's because they're dope. That's because I made them. I spent a lot of time working on them, and they're really fun. And I would like one. But because they're doing so well, I decided, what if I just spent like a couple hours with this thing, and then we just floated the idea of collectible Galahorn figurines, you know? Designing a character, says Bear Cave, and then your inner perfectionist starts creeping in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, trust me, I am struggling with that one here. As a major Skyrim fan, I've had multiple hours of work enjoying your 3D work. Thank you. Hundreds of hours. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you having followed the project for so long. I appreciate you backing it so early. I think like everybody in this room, pretty much. Unless I'm mistaken. I mean, I only told Twitter that I was coming here. And I think I think my Twitter following has been choked down to like a select few. And you guys are the select few. So, love ya. I don't want anything too kind of segmented or alien looking with these horns. I definitely want something kind of cartoonish, but of course, you know me, I like to mix the cartoonishness with the realism. It's kind of my bag. But in an instance like this, I think, especially with these horns, the horns are iconic, or they're designed to be iconic. They're designed to make Galahorn look unmistakable from anybody else, even though other elements of his look and his getup and everything are more generic. Twitter just knows I can't get enough of quiet. Good. That's good, because the Instagram algorithm does not have the same value for quiet. It's like if I do something with Marvel Anatomy, it does so well. If I do something with quiet, oops, wait for the program to respond. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, is this your hopes and dreams in a project? No, thank you. We're not interested in that. Algorithm down. Thanks. So here's the whole statue. Anybody just looking? Anybody just joining? I need to continue to work on the pose. You know, there's elements that like need to be maxed out. With a project like this, you got to be like so exact. He's got the pose has got to be just right, you know. It conveys so much. Bear Cave. That's interesting. I mean, we definitely have a marketing team trying to put some money into it and make it happen. But is that kind of annoying though that you're getting so many messages about quiet? I can't help. I mean, it must. I mean, you're a big supporter, so obviously you're probably less annoyed than most. But still, isn't that not cool? If so, I'm sorry. It's so amazing to see you draw it on Procreate to pop into a 3D character. I'm still blown away by his axe. Thank you. Yeah, the axe is coming along well. The actual model is insane. This model here, I need to replace this model. I've been starting to work on it over here and make adjustments to it. There's like just things I don't really like about this that are not quite right, and I wanna. Need to get it right. Oops. I want to get some real dimensionality to it, you know? Yeah, the fur. So the fur, Eric, you make the good point about the fur. And let me just go back to that model real quick, just so I can start talking about that, because I have feelings. Well, although let me just. This is the problem. Once I start seeing things that need replacing, I start like a black hole of needing to get things done. Get a little bit more teeth. There, that's a bit better. You can see there's a lot I want to get done with this piece. It's going to be great when it's done. I mean, it's already great, but it's going to be great when it's done. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of dimensionality to it, I'm going to be adding kind of throughout. All right. So yeah, the fur is cool. Like he did a good job. It's just a little bit noisy. And when I say a little bit, I mean actually a lot of bit noisy. Lynn, I love that. Flurry of quiet posts. That's good. I'm comfortable with that. I mean, because those are at least coming from me. They're not like automated, you know, advertising per se. Okay. It's just a little bit too noisy. It's a little bit too much. And so I need to like tug it back and like restrict it and restrain it before I can kind of you know, there's a time to be noisy and big with the floofs on the boots, but it's, you gotta like, yeah. This is one of those things where as an artist, I mean, first of all, as you say, Eric, painting fur is a nightmare. Or sculpting fur rather. Painting is actually pretty doable. But I needed to like kind of feel like these essential forms are working together, and that are just not a whole bunch of, yeah. Fur is such a pain. I have a D&D character who has shit ton of fur on his design. I'm not looking forward to getting. Oh yeah, that's terrible. Agreed. Oh my gosh, the draw this in your style posts have been amazing. Truly amazing. Like really thrilling. What is that? Is that the calf? Or does it be more in? Yeah. I look forward to this. All these, I need to like temper these. This fur here. I don't like it. It's a little too crazy, you know? Have you guys seen in the Draw This in Your Style contest? Have you seen the wood carving? Someone did a wood carving. Someone also did a little video of Quiet like boppling downstairs. Someone did pixel art, which was just dope. Such good pixel art. Yeah, you know, I've been thinking about that for a while. I was just like, I really want to incorporate other artists' work in this, because Quiet is kind of this blank slate of a character, and like I would just love to see others take on it, on them, you know. Time I'll just post the link. I'll just periodically post the link to the Kickstarter. Wait, I have a question. Did somebody in the room just pledge? Was that one of you guys? Or was that just some other random person, unrelated? If it was somebody in the chat room, let us know. We will celebrate you. You're such a creative community. I know. Well, that was the thing. Is like because I knew that, I was like, I need to. Hey, James. Everybody, give it up for James G. Just secured their copy. That's awesome, man. Amazing. James, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. You're gonna love it. I'm so glad that I got to hop on here and even meet just one new person for this job, for this project. A new convert. Ocelot 3000, that's a good name. I used to oss a lot. Now I only oss a little. Except on the weekends, when I oss a ton. Sorry, that's weird. My friend was an ocelot for Halloween years ago. He was a really good ocelot. I think he was Sir Ocelot, like Sir Mix-a-Lot. I can't remember. It was somehow hip-hop themed. I can't remember. I want to do this streaming like more often for this project, and I totally will. Obviously, I have to wait to see if there's more Jameses in the world to back it whilst watching. James, can I ask you a question, James? Thanks for speaking up, and thanks for the contribution. Was this your first time in a Jonah chat room? Like, have you seen my streams before? How'd you find me? Did you know about Quiet beforehand? Or did you just discover Quiet in this stream? What's your story? And thank you, Stone Mage. I'm so glad that you're writing and sculpting and just like exploring your abilities, because we are powerful people. We are powerful in that we are people. We can dream and make it happen. And I'm glad that you're kind of taking this time to like invent and dream up things for yourself. Really special. Creation is special. Again, that's why the Draw This in Your Style, because I was like, yo, there's so much talent out there, it's ridiculous. Oh, I've been looking at you for a while, and you told me. Oh, everybody, James is my cousin. What up, James? How you doing, man? I didn't know. I didn't put that together. That's funny. The icon threw me off. I was like, Hulk Hogan? Seems like an older gentleman. Yeah, the sculpting of these boots is not my most favorite part, I gotta say. I think I just gotta like flatten out a lot of them, I think. I just gotta like make this not so damn dramatic, all of these. What up, Kubalay? Is it ZBrush? Yes, it's ZBrush. Indeed it is. Yeah, there's too much. It's just too thick. Like these, like not too thick. It's too spiky. Like that's ultimately the problem. Is it's too regular in its detail. I'm trying to kind of go in and muscle things into certain shapes and like get everything more unified into like kind of simpler shapes. A wise man said the last 10% of a design will take exponentially more time and effort than the first 90%. Oh, was that me, Bear? Was that me? Thank you, Lynn. I'm so glad you think so. I sometimes I feel like they're a little bit too relaxing. I'm like, they should be a little bit more upbeat or something. I should be a bit more upbeat. I don't know. But then I'm like, you know what? No, I'll just be. I'm meant to grow into like an older, like, or a younger, or what have you. What's his name? Bob Ross? I'll take it. That's fine. Kublai, this is not for a game or an animation. This is for a potential to make a figurine for the Kickstarter of my graphic novel. I just posted the link in this chat. You can take a look at the graphic novel. It launched on Kickstarter, and it will be available for 2 more weeks on the Kickstarter. Und the Kickstarter. Oops. So you're working with Bait. You're working with Bear Cave, Lynn, on a design. That's awesome. Alright, I'm gonna move away from that for a bit. Let me just grab the rake brush. pop in some of these details again. Can't tell if it was right brush or something else, but anyway. All right, let's go to the over here. Oh, I see. Sorry, I got confused there. You're working on a sword hilt. That's cool. Or you were. What was the sword hilt? I mean, I love that stuff. I nerd out about that stuff so hard. Trying to make dope swords and things like that. Some of you guys knew me back when I was making swords on Twitch. Wow, just watched your Kickstarter video. You are awesome, dude. Thank you. Played Skyrim at least 20 times. Nice, start to finish. So you work mostly in Bethesda, right? I worked mostly in Bethesda, yeah. Now I've been doing my own freelance thing for a while. Yeah, Starfield, not really for me. I mean, I just didn't install it. I didn't buy it. I wasn't interested. You know, to me, like, the fun part about a space game is meeting aliens. And if I'm just like going up there to like meet other humans and like mine for resources, like, no thank you, I'm good. I just didn't understand the appeal, I'll be honest with you. I didn't understand. But I'm not like a sci-fi guy to begin with, really. And I don't know, it just seemed like a lot of room. There was a lot of room for epic quests and alien species. It could have been the Bethesda, you know, Mass Effect, you know? That would have been cool. But instead it was, I don't know, NASA? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, not for me. Not for me. Wasn't for me. Maxi, guys, Maxi ZBrush. This is the man who did 90% of what I'm working on now. Everybody say what's up to Maxi. He's the man. And he did so much stuff for me. So I'm just trying to basically go in. Maxi, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to take this kind of very regular treatment, which I can't imagine how long it took you to do all this fur, because fur is so hard to do. And I'm trying to almost kind of divide it into larger pieces, like larger sections, kind of, just so that it's not all the same kind of texture, you know? So I'm kind of like going in here, and I did the same thing with the fur in something like Skyrim, like on the mammoth, for instance, you know. Yeah. So I'm just trying to like basically like get these, so because it's just a lot of detail, and I'm trying to figure out a way to keep that feeling of detail while actually making it a little bit simpler and like less. I'm just worried that it might come out noisy or something later on in the process. So I'm just yeah. Oh yeah, I'm loving the changes. Horns look amazing. Thank you. Well, the horns are very particular, right? They gotta be just a particular way. I don't know how I feel about this segmented look. I don't know if I'm into that. I might just reduce that enormously. But you can see what I'm trying to do with like just trying to get that really clean silhouette, you know, because it's such an important part of his aesthetic. But yeah, everybody, Maxi crushed it. Did 95% of all of this by himself on his own time, just because he was interested. How cool is that? So I'm hoping we can do something with it. I'm hoping we can do something with it for the Kickstarter. I don't know if we'll have time or if it makes sense, but we won't know until I do a little something here to, you know, basically get it ready, essentially. Where does he put his axe? On his back? That's a good question. He doesn't really have a home for his axe. He kind of carries it wherever he goes, which is not convenient. And I'm sure he'll get like a thing to hold on his back. For right now, everywhere he appears, he just carries it, which in many ways doesn't make sense because it's so damn big and so damn heavy. But you know, he's like this is kind of a cartoon character, you know. I mean, and so it's like it's realism and practicality is not is second fiddle to just aesthetic, you know. And this guy is all about aesthetic. Got that Conan vibes. Want that fur wrapping around just a little bit more. Yeah, Maxie, you're right. Less is more, for sure. Although it's hard when you're dealing with fur, right? It's so crazy. I might be hungry, but the ends of the horns remind me of croissants. Mmm, yummy. So on this side, I'm kind of going for this almost like razor. I need to like soften this fur and make it more fur-like and less spiky. But I am going for that kind of razor back, kind of like the wind is coming in and ruffling the fur, but it's also like making it look sharp and dangerous, like a buzzsaw kind of. And on this side, it's laying back more, you know. It's less. Your design is so amazing, Jonah. I totally loved Galahorn the first time I saw it. Thank you so much. It's funny, I asked the people who backed the project on Kickstarter so far, I said, what is it that brought you, which character brought you to the project? And most of the answers actually were not quite, it was Galahorn. Which is cool, you know, because Galahorn is such a major character. The way I'm kind of writing the story is, you know, 60% of the story is quiet and 50% is Galahorn. I mean 40%. Like, there'd be a lot of, you know, I'm kind of treating Galahorn and his quest a lot like Thanos in the Infinity War movies, where they kind of treat him like the hero, you know. Obviously, he's not the hero, but he's got his own hero's journey, you know. So I thought it was just good, you know. It's cool. This looks better too. Oh, thank you. Well, again, you know, it's. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what works, what doesn't, you know. I've had to adjust some things around, but yeah, I'm trying to get that like hard, angular, you know, look. That's funny. Let's see what his face looks like without the helmet. Not a lot there. Not a lot there. I don't know what he actually looks like under his helmet. I mean, I've drawn him a couple times, and I know that he has. I know he has kind of like face paint, not face paint, a facial tattoo that does like this. His hair, he doesn't have hair. He shaves his hair off. He's got basically his head is basically tattooed like this. I think. What do you think of that? Pretty cool. But yeah. But for right now, all you ever see is that. Definitely, I was looking at characters like Juggernaut and things like that, you know? Yeah, I think he's gonna look weird without a helmet. Like, a lot of people are gonna see him without a helmet when the time comes, and they'll be like, "Whoa!" Because it's impossible to think of what his face would look like without that helmet, you know. Incidentally, here's another thing I did, Maxie, and then I will gladly answer your question, Eric. The ends of his cloak, it's like the fur kind of like tatters off, and then it's like leather. So I'll ultimately be putting holes in this thing, you know, like that. But it's so it's kind of like it kind of gets like tattered as it goes farther down, and like it's almost like you can see that the cloak is old, you know, like it's an old wolf pelt or something, and already it's kind of starting to fray down, and hair is coming out and things like that. So it's really shaggy up top, and then it kind of gets just like a leather. It was basically the only way I could do both the big dramatic fur cloak and the tattered edges that are so evil. So, gotta have those tattered edges, baby. Gotta have them. Eric, why the name Galahorn? Great question. First of all, let me take you to a website. It's my Substack, and I have an article all about Galahorn and how he got his name. You're gonna like this a lot. Here, I'll put this into chat. Then Galahorn has permanent and extended Batman makeup on. Then, yes, basically, it's basically that. Yeah. There's thematic reasons for it, actually. Not thematic. Plot reasons why he has that facial tattoo that are kind of important to who he is. So yeah, Maxie, the fun part about doing the going from fur to leather at the bottom there is you get to kind of change the shape language you're using. Whereas before I'm using this like very, you know, I was using your furry textures. Now I'm kind of trying to get this like more loose flap, you know, flapping aesthetic. But then of course when you do that, you gotta like square up all the edges, make sure they don't get like too weird thick and all these things. Get that look all in line. No, basically, to answer your question, Eric, I was looking for a good name for this guy for a long time. For in my first couple drafts, because he had these big horns that were kind of like, you know, they were kind of like very, you know, they're supposed to be iconic, you know, aka like just like they're kind of hard to mistake for anybody else. So they're kind of a hallmark of his appearance. But for a long time, I just couldn't think of a name, so I just named him Horns. And then my daughter loves the show Bluey, and there's a part where they're playing. The dad in Bluey is teaching his kids to play chess, and which they call chest because it's cute. And Bluey comes up with a name called Sir Galahop. And I thought, that's funny. That sounds like a really good name. It's a cute name, Galahop, because it's a little light. But why does that sound so familiar? And why does that sound like such a good name for a knight? And then I thought, oh, it's like Galahad. And Galahad, like, it's got the, you know, that that root word, you know, kind of gallant in it, you know? And I was like, oh man, I do want like an aspect of this guy's character to be heroic, you know, like he's like a hero, you know, as I said in the article, he's a hero inverted. Like he could be a good guy, you know. If this was a video game and you played half the time as quiet, you could also, you know, wreck half the time as the barbarian Galahorn. So I started thinking, okay, like horns, Galahorns. And I was like, Galahorn, that sounds really cool. I like that. So then here's the really cool part. I Googled it. I said, Galahorn, like just to see, has this been done before? It seems like too good a name. Someone must have taken it at this point. And as it turned out, the Galahorn, with a G-J, is the horn blown by one of the gods in Nordic mythology to signal the beginning of Ragnarok, which is the end of all things. And I was like, wait a second. The Galahorn, the Galahorn signaled the end of days? Yes, please. That makes complete thematic sense, and that's what I want my character's name to be. So once I realized there was no Galahorn, and horns are such a big part of his aesthetic, I was like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. His name's Galahorn, and I haven't looked back. I love the name Galahorn. But yeah, I know it had real origins for sure in Nordic mythology. Maxie, since you're here, were you using the rake brush to create the fur? Marwan Geha says, is his head smaller in the top two, or is it just the helmet that gives this shape impression? No, he has a pretty small head. If I remove the helmet, like, it's a pretty small head. Yeah, for sure. And let me remove the cloak as well, and the horns. So no, he's definitely got a small head. And you know what? Something I thought that I want for his eyes. Again, I don't really know what it looks like underneath, but maybe this is an opportunity to, you know, see if I can figure that out. But I do know that I want his eyes to be actually kind of sad a little bit. Like sadder than you might expect, you know. Eric, you're very welcome. I was vaguely familiar with the Norse myth because of God of War. Amazing. Hi, Smoking Your Copy. Hi. And Marwan, yeah, thanks for joining. Here's one brush of fur of ZBrush Guides, one of Pablo Muniz. Oh, okay. All right. Cool, got it. I don't think I have that one, the Pablander one. Just again, so that everybody here is on board, and I want to see if I can raise. Let's see. I have $107,260. I'm going to put the link in the chat now. If you have not yet supported this Kickstarter and picked up your copy of the graphic novel, let's see if right now we can go make it from $107,260 to $107,300. So there's $40 more. Let's see if we can do that. I'm just gonna put the link out there, and maybe one of you guys who hasn't invested in the project or hasn't looked into it, check it out, and maybe pick up a copy. I don't actually expect this to work, but I'm just seeing if it does. Yeah, trying to figure out what he's gonna look like what he really looks like under here is tricky. I think he definitely has maybe a Carl Urban nose, like a big snarling wolfish kind of thing. When you emphasize that, you kind of create this snarling effect. This is why Karl Urban always looks tough, even when he's not moving his face. I remember seeing him in Lord of the Rings, one of the Riders of Rohan. I thought to myself, that guy's got a good nostril. Oh, damn. 107, 327. We just bumped past it. Guys. Awesome. Awesome. Who was that? Who did that? Amazing. Is that the last stretch goal? No, that's not the last stretch goal. I have others planned. Don't worry. I was just seeing if this one stream could raise awareness. I'm streaming because I want to have fun. Because I've been working my ass off on this project, and like on this Kickstarter for so long, and I just like desperately want to have some fun for a little bit. But I think we do have a stretch goal at 108, I believe. Yeah, I just wanted to see if coming on here would yield any support for the project. Does the person who did that just now wanna claim credit and let me love you publicly? I also don't want to be so realistic here, because it's not supposed to be realistic, right? So I need to be aware of that. Karl Urban's snarl look is better than it ever has been with his new look in The Boys. Oh, really? I haven't seen the newest season of The Boys. Adding a little mask there creates a little bit more snarl too. I pitched in my little part a little bit earlier. I had to wait for my paycheck. Aha! Oh no, that's sorry, a little bit earlier. Yes, of course. No, I know that, Lynn. You mean like, because you didn't, Lynn, you backed it like really soon. You were one of the earliest backers, I believe. Or at least you were one of the earliest supporters. I don't know if you're one of the earliest backers. Doesn't matter. You're backing it. You're awesome. You are awesome. All right, this is getting closer. See, like I'm kind of making him, yeah, it's a little bit sadder looking. Probably should look at like cartoon characters and how they do the eyes so they're not too realistic. Yeah, that's closer, I think. You got backer seniority, Lynn. Exactly. Yeah, you got backer seniority. I have no doubt about that, my friend. Sadahorn. That's good. That's good, Maxie. I was following the Kickstarter, but I had to wait to actually pitch in. Oh, I see. Oh, so that was you just now, Lynn. Amazing. Well, thank you. I am touched. Thank you for following. I know you've been following and supporting for quite a long time now, so thank you. Marwan says, was it creatively satisfactory to work in a big corporation like Bethesda? Yes. For a long time it was. It was until it wasn't, you know? But for a long time it was. I really enjoyed working on those projects, on all those games. And I learned a huge amount. And I was lucky to work with the team that I did. I had a great team. Have you seen, Marwan, have you seen my YouTube channel and seen my YouTube video about what it was like working on those games? If not, wait, does this work? Nope, doesn't work. Well, anyway, I guess I don't have to ask if you know me on YouTube because you are currently watching me on YouTube. You probably have watched that. All right, let's take a break from the face. I'm not sure if it's all going right. Let's see how that. Let me see just how the helmet fits over the face. It looks like we've got a little space for like a little bit in the forehead. And I kind of want, yes, a Carl Urban nose is good, but also like a little Brad Pitt kind of point and like kind of like a wolfishness to it. So it's kind of got this like decided underside. Like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Rosie Homemaker. Carl Urban nostril flare? Be still my misguided heart. What's up, Rosie? What's going on? Be still my misguided heart. James says, I gotta head off, Jenna, but it was fun to watch you sculpt for a while. I'll pop into the next stream. All right, sweet, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tossing in. And joining in the Kickstarter. I would have assumed that everybody I would have assumed everyone on the Browns would have known about this already, but I guess maybe I need to message. But I guess, yeah, whatever. Thank you for joining, my friend. Talk to you later, cuz. Alright. Alright, so that's kind of what he looks like. Ding, there's his helmet. And there's his horns. And before we forget, let's save it. Yeah, Rosie, it's getting there. I mean, you know, the point of today's stream was not to make a face for behind the helmet, but at the same time, I think you know, I'm gonna have to do it. Oh, and just so you know, Rosie, I was telling people before you were here. Let me just show you. He's got, well, I think his face shape is a little weird here. Hang on one second. Needs to come out a little bit here. I think maybe a little bit in there. A little in here. Cheekbone, etc. There. Trying to get that cheekbone look. Maybe suck this in a little bit in here. And then make sure those. Yeah. All right. And then, yeah, essentially he's going to have facial tattoos that go like this. At least this is my current plan with him. So that this part of the reason for this also is that like he doesn't look generic, you know, when he takes off his helmet. For some reason, I imagine Galahorn with some scars from his youth. No, he absolutely should have scars. I just haven't gotten there. That's a good point. All right, let's tilt his musculature forward a little bit. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit here in the front. Pull the shoulders up in the back a little bit. Get those back. The back muscles got to be huge, right? And let's pull this razor up. Yeah, he looks nice without the cloak. I agree. I mean, you know, without the cloak, you get to really see, you know, the build. I'm wondering if his neck is just a little bit too short, but I think it's fine. Kind of his thing a little bit. There we go. Cheekbones chiseled by Runa himself. Yeah, I mean, he's got to look good, you know? Zach sells. I'm genuinely so excited to read the novel. Oh man, I'm so excited to share it. I'm so glad you feel that way. So I wrote a novel. I've written a novel before, not a graphic novel. It was my first time doing a graphic novel. But I wrote a fantasy novel. I got a book agent. She was great. She loved the book. She like helped me divide the book into 2 books because it was quite long for a first-time author. Because you know me, go big or go home is kind of my thing. And it was great. But then we never could find a home with a major publisher. So I really am looking forward to showing the world my writing beyond just like my Substack writing and my YouTube writing and everything like that, like my actual fiction writing, because I'm very passionate about storytelling. And it's just, here I am at the age of 41 and I haven't been able to show anybody because, you know, it's such a gatekeeper process, you know, the publishing world. If you don't get in, you don't get your book published by a major publisher, basically no one sees it, you know. But then now, screw the publishing world, man. Who needs those gatekeepers, man? I made a drawing 2 years ago of you as a kid drawing in a notebook. Don't know if you remember. Hope it didn't freak you out. Really, Marwan? That's so cute. Can you share it again? Okay, I like that. I imagine helmet technology isn't that great and it will be rough on the inside, thus causing bumps and scars on the scalp. Yeah, definitely, right? Because, you know, he doesn't have like, you know, he doesn't have styrofoam padding in there. There's no felt lining. Your Substack writing is quite gripping. Enjoyed reading all the posts I could see. Oh man, thank you. Yeah, I wanted those to be kind of you know, a preview of like, look, I can write, maintain an audience. I can hold a narrative. I'm working on another Substack article right now called "Map of Your Life," and it's all about making the world map for this world.
Well, we are.
All right, that's good enough for now. All right, let's go into add a couple dents and scratches to this thing. My historical arms and armor lover is a bit ticked off. Helmets from the ancient and Roman times have padding in it. Yeah, no, I know. I'm sure, you know what, I'm sure it does have padding in it. I was just kidding. It would need some. But this dude is so bare bones, he like doesn't wear like anything. You know, I was working on a fantasy arms and armor course that I was going to offer on my website for a while, and never got around to finishing it because then Marvel Anatomy came along and totally knocked me off course, and I just never got back to it. But I have like this. I have multiple books on arms and armor. I'm passionate about that stuff, and I even like had written like a whole bunch for the course and just never got it released. One of those things where once I finally catch my breath, I would like to actually finish it and then maybe just release it for free, maybe on YouTube, maybe. I don't know. Right, this arm has a slightly different angle to it. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these muscles back just a bit. That bone sticks out. Will be a okay. All right. Pull those front of those hips back a little bit. And maybe some of these in here. There we go. Okay, and then that will involve just tucking back a little bit. And maybe a little bit of flattening it. Cool. Cool. Your musculature work is so mesmerizing and all your pieces of art. Thank you. Although, again, I gotta tell you, Maxie did most of the musculature work. I mean, this is really him, man. I've been pushing things around. I made the chest narrower and the shoulders bigger, things like that. But like Maxie, it's like a big alley-oop. It makes it much easier for me, I gotta tell you. But if you want to see some cool muscle work on my end, here, let me just show you something real quick. Let me go ahead and save this. Thanks, Marwan. Much appreciated, my friend. All right, let's let's go into. I haven't opened up this file in forever. What am I looking for? Not here. Art. Paying gigs. Huh. 1 second. Damn, where did that go? Oh, is it under courses? No, is it? Aha. Check it out. So this is a monster with its own kind of anatomy. So it's coming. It's like a frog monster. It's got kind of its own. The Grogan. Deathcloud, are you familiar with this creature? He was fun to do. Too bad I did him for a crappy company. Stupid plural site. But I had a fun time making it's basically a frog bouncer, you know, basically. Battletoad style, you know. And then you asked about the swords. Let's see if I have those around. 3D, alright. I'll just grab one of the swords. Swords. I'll show you the... Are these all of them? No. You were at Pluralsight at the time. Ah. Pluralsight promised me numbers that they never delivered at all. They didn't advertise anything. Ugh, it was frustrating. I did a really good job too. It got the project, the course got great reviews, but I think because I didn't do more than one of them, they just didn't, like, I don't know. And then when I started working with other companies, like we were doing like a 50-50 split, and I was like, wait a second, why was I doing? I had to bargain to get 18% with Pluralsight. What the heck? So I was a little bit frustrated about that. Very sad what happened, Death? All right, so here's some of my swords here. I never made a low poly model for model for this one, or did I? I can't remember. There's one. There's one. Never made a low poly model for this one either. Oh, digital tutors. Oh, right, of course. Flakes, hey there, Jonah. I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but do you have any repository or marketplace site where we can find your brushes and tools that you use for sculpting? No, I just never sculpt anymore, and so I don't have like a strong selection of stuff located anywhere. This is the Owl Sword, aka the Sword of Who. This one I'm really happy with. This is the Farmhand. You can see I really like making swords that are look believable, that are fantastical, that are fantasy based, but still look believable. Thank you guys. Deathcloud Games, do you still work at Digital Tutors? Where do you work now? I'm sorry to badmouth Pluralsight. I just felt like they were saying like, oh, you could earn $600 a month or something like that, and like I earned like $25 every 3 months. I was like, what? You lied to me. Bit of Alice has found and been loving your channel since you started the Marvel Anatomy thing. Huge congrats on the Kickstarter. Thank you, Bit of Alice. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's going really well. If anybody, by the way, I'll just post this in the link here. If anyone's not looking at the Kickstarter, hop on it. What was the name of that female character that fights Galahorn? I like her designs a lot. I don't have a female character that fights Galahorn. Do you mean the that like warrior monk character? Here, just for fun, I'll see if I find anything else here. No. Yeah, I'll show you this. Thank you for displaying your swords. My pleasure. My pleasure. I was told the same thing while at... Yeah. All right. Interesting. Good to know. Thanks, Deathcloud. So this is a hand-sculpted skull and muscles. I have a whole bunch of facial muscles in this folder. Anyone here seen this file of mine before? Here, I'll show you all the mouth muscles and all the facial muscles. This was a hell of a thing to put together. I did it, and I did this one for a course also for personality in the face course, which again, I was working at the same time as that fantasy arms and armor course, and then just never got around to finishing because Marvel Anatomy came along and screwed up all my thoughts and plans. Oh, is it a warrior monk? I always thought it was a female warrior of some sort since she used a spear. You know, I purposefully gave it a female aesthetic, Bear Cave, because I wanted you, because even though it was plainly a skeleton, I wanted you to still feel for it and be like, why is that big huge man beating up on that like feminine character? And so I made them look both good, like a good hero character because they're dressed in white, like nice flowing robes. But yes, also I gave it a feminine aesthetic. Yeah. Anyway, there you have it. There you have it. Skull with only mouth muscles are scary. Yeah, it was fun to mess with that. Look, I'll take away. There's without the lip muscles. Look at that. Is that some like Among Us shit or what? Not Among Us. What's that like old aliens infiltrating society, whatever? I can't remember what it's called. You're welcome, Lynn. I'll do a bigger showcase at some other point. I'll load up a bunch of stuff, and show it off. I have, you know, listen, I got like all my stuff from Skyrim and Fallout and all that stuff. What's up, Tom Baxter? I am, you know, I've not been streaming regularly, but I thought that this would be a great place for me to build awareness of Quiet Level 1. So I'm working on a Quiet Level 1 statue, which I hope to include in the Kickstarter in some form or fashion. No, it wasn't Body Snatchers. It wasn't Men in Black. 80s movie. Let's see. They have a very particular aesthetic. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. It was like they were like getting to you through political ads and things like that. They were like on TV. I'll think of it later. I'll think of it. The Thing? No. Is it like a 80s movie aliens? They Live. Is that it? Ah, yes, it was. They Live. These guys. I don't even know if I've ever even seen They Live, but it was a piece of my upbringing. I want to get your Marvel Anatomy book someday. Where do you live, Lynn? And yeah, I know the shipping can be real rough. Croatia. Oh, damn, that is far. I'm going to Vienna Comic Con. I believe I'm going to Vienna Comic Con this year. But Vienna and Croatia are not necessarily very close together. That is too bad. It'll happen. It'll happen. Get me into Croatia Comic Con, and then we use that as an excuse. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's not an appropriate amount. The shipping and distribution on Kickstarter should be much better. My project managers, who will be doing all the fulfillment and everything, they are in Greece, and they know how to do the shipping so that it doesn't cost everybody an arm and a leg. Very, very grateful for them for that. Come to Argentina. Dude, I would love to come to Argentina. That sounds so fun. I don't know. I know very little about Argentina. One of my friends is Argentinian American. I just don't know enough about the culture, the country. All I know is that Argentina delivered, and Lionel Messi delivered one of probably my most incredible football watching experience at this last World Cup. That was like transcendently awesome. But I know you have other things going on as a country other than Lionel Messi. I'm designing a female character and realizing that 99% of it comes from anatomy and that I suck at anatomy. That's never a good feeling, right? That's never feels great. Oh, Comic-Con was not good in Dubai, huh? You think it's just like a travel thing? You know, like it's just too far away or something? They smoked us, so I have some beef. They smoked everyone. Don't worry. It was their year. It was Messi's year, let's be honest. It was Messi's year. Alright, so again, I'm trying to sculpt this in such a way as that, like, it kind of cuts back on the noise and makes these pieces read as kind of more like clumps. So I'm just trying to, like, create primacy of some layers of fur over others. Tugging these back. There's no industry to showcase. Literally, the largest portion of the event was just a showroom for the police. Oof. That is not the same thing. Trying to create like general wave formations in here that kind of vibe together, that kind of flow, that are kind of like multiple pieces of fur that are kind of telling the similar story, you know, this flowing, these flowing forms. Kind of like box this off just a little bit. Don't think this should come out. All right. All right, what time is it? Oh boy, okay. All right, my friends. I'm going to post the link one more time to the Kickstarter. I hope somebody else hops on it, somebody who's watching, and contributes a couple dollars, picks themselves up a copy. If you haven't already, I think most everybody here has picked up a copy or secured their copy of Quiet Level 1. Pretty much, but who knows, maybe one of you guys has it. It's a great comic. I will be, thanks to the donations we got during today's stream, I will be streaming again. I don't know if I'll be doing this figurine. Probably I will. I also have to work on the axe because it's in a really great place, but I want to push it even farther. Again, Max did a great job. And I'm going to be just kind of tooling on this, making it perfect and everything. And then hopefully, I hope we can get, somehow incorporate this into the graphic novel. But if I'm not working on this model, next time you see me here, I will be working on maybe the Tree of Worlds or another panel. We'll see. But as soon as this, we have 16 days left to go in the campaign. And as Bear Cave says, if you can remember to retweet and spread the word of Quiet to all the people, if you know somebody who you think will enjoy Quiet, send them the link. Post about it, whatever. But when this project comes to completion in 16 days, I will be going hardcore on the creation of the graphic novel itself, just generating. And I intend to have some kind of live portion of that too, some kind of streaming portion, and that'll be here on YouTube because Twitch is not what it used to be, at least not for creatives. So yeah. Thank you, Maxi, for providing this epic model. I mean, like, you've done so much of the work for me. It's so easy compared to how it otherwise would have been. Thank you for that. Lincidia says, quick question. If I add more money into the pool, do I get bumped onto the next reward tier? That's a good question. I don't think if you add money, you get bumped, but you can modify your pledge to go to a next level up. So I don't know what level you're at now. I definitely recommend at least the hardcover because the hardcover is exclusive to Kickstarter. So you have gold foil on the front and all that. I'm like, I can't. I'm like so excited that one day I get to hold this thing. It's unbelievable to me. So yes, you can adjust the amount on Kickstarter, but if you want to get bumped to the next reward tier, you can just click on Modify Pledge. That'd be great. Quiet for Presidents of the World, 2024. Quiet/narrator worm 24. Thank you guys so much. I will be on here again maybe on Thursday or something. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here, for hanging out, and it's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good Tuesday. Bye, everyone.